there, Andy Donovan here. I just want to show you some exercises that you can do for your knees. So if you have any knee issues, this might help you out. It's not specific for any particular knee issue, so you need to decide what does and doesn't work for you. But most of these exercises will work for just about any type of knee issue, whether it be meniscus or and one of the ligaments. Any kind of an issue. But of course, you do what works for you. If something doesn't feel right, then don't do it. So the first thing you want to try is some rolling. So myofascial release. So myofascial release will help release some of the tissue that might be tight and pulling things out of alignment. Sometimes that is what can cause problems. So I'm just going to show you 2 releases that you can do. There are more, and I will do more videos to show you those. But the first one is to roll the thigh. So the very first one we'll do is right on top of the thigh. I'm using yoga tune-up balls, but you can use a tennis ball, maybe two in a tube socks tied down so they don't fly away. So right here on top of the thigh, right above the knee. So I'm not on top of the knee, I'm above it on my thigh. And I'll start to roll my body up and down. And I'm being really, really careful to keep my core muscles pulled in tight so I don't take anything into my lower back. So up and down the leg. And then another option is to do some cross fiber work. So if I find a spot on my thigh that's really stuck, I'm going to stay there. Maybe I'll just pin it down and breathe, and definitely breathe regardless. Deep breaths. And then maybe I'll do some cross fiber work where I take the leg side to side. Or maybe bend and straighten. And bend and straighten. So this is one option for you. Releasing the tissues in your thighs can be really helpful for getting those knees happier. And then another option would be to use a foam roller on your inner thigh. So sometimes the inner thigh is what pulls on the knee and pulls it out of alignment. So a foam roller can be really a lot easier to use sometimes than a ball, just because it's higher off the ground, a little bit easier to access the whole inner part of your thigh. So rolling side to side, knee to hip, and once again my core is pulled in really tight, taking care of my lower back. So I might find a little bit of a place where I'm a little stuck, and I might just do some up and down cross fiber work here. So the knee is going up and down, or thigh is going up and down. I might do some contract and release, straightening and bending the knee, and then one other option, internal and external rotation of the leg. So give those a try. They are great to do as a warm-up before you do the rest of what I'm going to show you. So the next one we have is some clamshells. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm a really big fan of clamshells, and another one that we're going to be doing. So clamshells are great for the knees, they're great for the hips, they're great for the back. So if any of those are issues for you, I highly recommend them. Now I'm using some resistance, but you don't have to. You'll just end up doing more reps. So I've got a pretend wall behind me. So what I'm doing is making sure I don't lean backwards to help, okay? So sometimes I get tired and I might want to lean back to get my set taken care of, but I'm not going to do that. So if I feel like I need to lean back to do the next rep, then I'm probably done. Now that's one option. The other is to come up on the elbow or forearm and then start to lift up and down. Again, I'm not leaning backwards in any way. You'll feel this a little different place in the hip. And the next variation is to come up into a side plank and still do those clamshells. So a little bonus here, you get some oblique work, which is also really beneficial for strengthening the hips and the back. So I'm just going to do the one side, but you guys can do both sides. And again, you do as many as it makes sense for you to do with good form. The next one I have for you is bridges. So I'm going to show you a variety of bridges. Our most basic version of a bridge is both feet on the floor, core engaged. I'm thinking I want to work the hamstrings and glutes. So if I'm not feeling it there, I might need to adjust where my feet are. Sometimes if the feet are too close, it comes just into the thighs, the front of the thighs. Sometimes if you're too far away, it starts to be difficult on the back. So just finding the place that really engages hamstrings and glutes. And we lift up and down slowly, or an isometric hold is another option if the movement doesn't work. Next variation, one leg up. We can lift up and down or isometrically hold. If that's too much on the knee or the back, cross the ankle over the thigh. And again, maybe we move through a range of motion. Another variation on the floor here. This is a supported version where I am definitely still mostly working this left leg, but the heel of my right foot is just like a little training wheel or a little kickstand to help me out here. Help keep my hips square, which if I have any issues in my back can be really beneficial, and certainly the option to just hold. All right, we have one last variation, and that's to use an unstable environment. So if I take my feet on top of a ball, it's a wiggly. Okay, so you can see it's a wiggly, but I'm not going to let it wiggle because I'm going to keep my core tight. I'm going to press evenly through my feet, so I lift my hips up and down. So this is a bridge on a ball. Now this can be hard because look, the ball wants to move, but I'm not going to let it. If I push more on one foot, it's going to wiggle right out from underneath my feet. So keep paying attention, even distribution of pressing down, slow up and down. So give that one a try. All right, so moving on, we have some leg lifts. So you can do this against a wall, supported, or you can come here with hands behind you. So one leg can be in if that works for you and your knee. If it doesn't, it's fine for it to be out. Just can be a little bit more supportive on the back to have it in. So lifting the left leg with my toes pulled in tight. So my thigh is engaged because I'm pulling my toes towards my shin. I'm contracting right here, and then I'm lifting up and down. If that is not working for you, it's too hard, then go ahead and lay down and do it. And again, I'm engaging my thigh muscles. Okay, so the next exercise, I'm turning my foot out, my toes are pointed out, so I'm really getting this inner part of my quadriceps, BMO for those of you familiar. I'm lifting from my ankle towards the sky. So I'm lifting up and down, I'm getting the inner thigh, but also this VMO, inner part of my quadriceps. And again, you do as many of those as makes sense for you. And then the last leg lift is a side lying leg lift. My toes are pointed down towards the ground. I'm engaging this muscle right here, and I'm lifting. It's a small range of motion. If I get too big, I start using other muscles. That's too big. Okay, what I want to do is just go right here, small range of motion right here. All of these can be done with added resistance with this band, okay? Or you can use an ankle weight, a light ankle weight, or you can even use your own hand to resist. And again, I'm just doing the one side, and then you will do the other. Last one, calf raises. So they can be done on a step. If you don't have a step, it's fine to do them on the ground as well. Maybe I hold on to something, slowly lifting up and down. These can be done on 2 feet. They can be done on 1 foot. Just really pay attention. If it's too much, then of course go back to the 2 feet. Now, if you have any pain with your knees straight, then just soften your knees. It's absolutely fine. Okay, so you want to be feeling that in the big part of your gastroc, your calf. So how we support the knee is to strengthen the muscles above and below, and also to release the tissue in and around the knees, above and below. So I'll show you more videos later on how to get all of that, but at least for right now, give that one a try. Let me know how it goes.